Hi everyone, I am Nakabuye Hilda Flavia. I'm 23 years old. I'm a climate and environmental rights activist living in Kampala, Uganda. I became an activist because I didn't have much of a choice. The climate catastrophes I witnessed growing up marked scars on my body that I couldn't just smear into skin. Climate injustices forced me to risk my education and fight for everyone's. And now I'm the voice of the dying children, displaced women, and people suffering at the hands of the climate crisis that is created by rich countries. My commitment draws from way back when I was still a child and there was heavy rain and strong winds this morning. I missed my school because I couldn't get out of the house and I didn't want to go to school after the rain had stopped because I was late and I didn't want to be punished by my teachers for late coming. I thought it was the last time it rained this heavily, but it was just the beginning. It rained again after some days and it started becoming terrible. I remember our neighbors' gardens and crops were getting destroyed and blown away by the strong winds. Roads were blocked and submerged in water, making it hard for cars to navigate. And it went on and on. And in the dry season, temperatures were getting high and high each day, drying streams, withering crops, making it hard for farming. We had a plantation in the village, and due to this, most of it didn't survive. My grandmother had to sell part of it to sustain the family. And at some point, she used to cry about these effects, which really hurt me because that time I didn't know why all this was happening. I remember a time when I missed 3 months out of school because our plantation wasn't profiting anymore and my dad couldn't raise my tuition fees. Being an activist in Uganda and Africa and the global south is hard. It's nothing compared to European activists. Here it's like we have no rights. Our rights are only written in books of law. We don't get to exercise them. We don't have freedom of expression. For every action you take, either voluntary or non-voluntary, you have to ask permission. Permission can take any time. I lead a lecture cleanup on Lake Victoria and it took me 3 months to get permission. 3 months in 12 offices just looking for a signature. They toss you up here and there, asking you questions, asking for money, and many other things. There is a lot of insecurity in my country. On the 25th of September last year, during our global climate strike, we were arrested by police for political allegations, and we were detained for our day. With 6 of us, 6 of the team members below the age of 18 years. We tried to explain to them that we are environmental activists and not political, but it seemed like they had already made up their minds already. Every day that starts, we struggle to make our voices heard. We fight for a good cause, but very few people seem to care. We are ignored and criticized by our leaders, society, our friends, and even our family members because of fighting for a cause that benefits us all. On global climate conferences, I do not understand why people from the most affected areas by climate change are always underrepresented. We are hit the most and therefore in the best position to offer solutions because we can draw on our experiences to provide solutions to combat such crises that we face every day. What makes sense to me is students coming up and taking concrete steps to combat the climate crisis that elders failed to do. And what really makes much more sense to me is for the people around the world to come together and take on this fight without benching on political leaders because they have laid us down for way too long. We are already out of time for their 2050 goals of reaching net zero. We need the power of the people to rise above limits and express their power by taking the concrete and decisive steps to tackle this humanitarian crisis, climate change. I hope for a sustainable future, one where people and the planet are valued more than profits. I would like to see the world more sustainable, humans respecting nature and living in harmony with the natural world around us. Clean water, clean air, food security, mention it. I hope that this ecological fight that we are fighting or that we are taking on stops with my generation. Because future generations don't deserve to fight the same environmental fight that we and our grandparents have been fighting for decades. My generation should end this fight. We are doing our level best to end this fight with my generation. You too can join us in this fight so that coming generations can have a peaceful future.